What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Report. I'm Jordan.
No, Brian.
Brian, we've got a pretty important episode here today.
Yeah.
I've personally never tasted anything from the Van Winkle line, certainly nothing from the Pappy line. You have, but you weren't able to analyze it because it was kind of before you were really
kind of before I got into bourbon. It was probably 5 to 7 years ago, and at the time, it was pretty cool that it was doing it because I knew it was something special, but I didn't know how special it was. But I don't remember the tasting elements, so I'm really looking forward to it. Even though this is your first time, I'm going to view this basically as my first time that I remember what they taste like.
Fair enough.
So
let's get this also out of the way. These are not our bottles. We are very, very fortunate and very, very lucky that we have extremely gracious and giving friends, and our friend Brian's friend Tom Lewis has provided these for us.
Tom owns 4 liquor stores in Indiana. He's got 3 in the Bedford area, and then they got a 4th one in Mitchell. They just recently bought that. Kindred Spirits, very cool stores. Go check them out if you're ever down in that area. Get some good deals, and.
They just got in a Buffalo Trace barrel pick too, right?
They did, and I went on that pick. If you want to look, we'll maybe show a link to in the descriptions for that. If you want to go check out the barrel pick that we did, just came in. Oh, it was fun. It's phenomenal. And it's like $31, so it's not bad. The price is good.
All right. So does the Van Winkle and Pappy Van Winkle live up to the hype? Let's figure that out.
So when we put these on the bar, we decided we were going to kind of go by proof. Okay. So we did start with the Lot B. It's a lower proof, and we went with the Rip Van Winkle or the Old Rip Van Winkle, and then the 15-year, and then the rye. We didn't want to throw the rye in the middle of that. Sometimes rye will have a different effect and make the bourbon taste a little different.
Blow the palate out.
Right. Yeah. So I don't want to do that. Even though I've heard really good things about this rye.
Probably actually really the most rare one of the of these 4. Right. I know this one is, all of them are rare. This one's really hard to find, but that one you really don't see.
Right.
So anyway, we're going to start with Lot B here. This is 90.6 proof, 12 years old.
My goodness, that's a good oaky nose.
Very nice, mature oak. Little cherry there for me. All these are, except for the rye, are weeded bourbons, so...
Yeah, I get a grainy feel to it. Mm-hmm. I do get that cherry. I get a little vanilla, but I mean that's kind of common stuff that you're.
A little green apple. You get a little green apple.
I do get something in that brown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My first sip of Van Winkle product here. Here we go.
Very cool. Green apple really comes through. It's a lot sweeter than I was expecting.
It's very sweet.
Light.
It's
kind of a light, sweetish taste.
Caramelish. Caramel apple.
Yeah, kind of a
little vanilla to it.
Kind of a watered down caramel. Oh yeah, don't drop that.
My heart just skipped a beat. Not kidding.
Okay, that's good.
That's a really good one.
It's much lighter than I thought it would be.
It's not very viscous.
I would have thought because the nose gave you a lot of oak.
Yeah.
I don't get any oak on the palate.
No, hardly any oak. There's like a vanilla cherry towards the back end that I really like, but mainly for me, green apple.
Green apple, yeah.
On the nose and the palate, transferred pretty well.
Definitely dominant. More dominant on the palate, I thought.
Yeah. More dominant on the palate. All right. That was a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
The finish does go quite a while, and the finish is where the caramel really shines for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 10-year Old Rip Van Winkle.
Can I get that same oak again?
There's less oak on this one for me.
Really? I almost think it's darker.
Darker, richer. This nose, I like this nose better.
Mm-hmm.
This more traditional bourbon.
Yeah, I'm not getting the sweeter green apple. Yeah. Actually,
more caramel-y.
I actually really like that nose.
Caramel and a little don't know, some sort of spice. I don't know if it's like cinnamon or nutmeggy.
It's getting a little bit of a burn on my nose. That
that 107 proof comes in.
Yeah, it's either the proof or spice or Yeah, I'm not getting much else out of that, but man, it's a solid note.
Right.
I really like it.
It's going for a sip.
Oh man, that's good.
That's nice.
That coats your mouth really well. Opens up. Got a strong vanilla, but then it's got a cinnamon bite to it.
That's exactly what I would describe. That's a heavy on the vanilla, heavy on the cinnamon. Not as much caramel in there as I was expecting from the nose.
Mm-hmm. It stays in the front of the palate more.
Mm-hmm.
It still lingers. It's kind of got a long lasting finish, but it's not translating into the back of my throat or into. It's not. It's staying all right in the front part of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That may change on a second sip. Yeah. It feels like it's starting to get there. Yeah. So I think that might be one that I may do a second one on that.
Yeah. And we'll go back through these.
That's delicious.
Now there is a little bit of apple on the back. On the very, very back. Back of my tongue. Whenever I just kind of clear my palate a little bit.
Maybe just a little. Little on the sweet side, but predominantly it's the there actually I just got it. That's the first thing of it that had a lighter side to it. Pretty for 10-year offering, pretty deep and complex. To me, I think it was more than these are flip flopped honestly on what I thought they what I thought they might be.
Right. I like this 10-year a whole heck of a lot.
Oh yeah, the 10-year is a lot better than the
And now that I took a couple sips, go back to the nose, I do get more oak than I did initially. So
now that 107 proof point probably helps that.
Yeah,
that's right around our wheelhouse of what we like.
Right. All right, so now we're going to move on to the 15-year Pappy here.
Now we're getting into the actual Pappy line. So pretty exciting here. This is kind of something you don't get to do every day. So this is definitely looking forward to this.
Ooh, that's a mature oak, good leather note there, some brown sugar.
Yeah, this is everything. Everything this is just amplified.
Yes, I would agree with that.
It's in the same family.
Same proof.
Oh man, yeah, that.
I'm getting a really good leather note. That's
maybe a little bit more earth tones to the oak, a little bit funkier. Not in a bad way, in a really good way.
Good cherry note, a little tobacco, all the deep notes that you're looking for.
Rich, So I'm ready to try this one out.
Let's go for it. Oh, that's nice. That good leathery note comes through.
Coat your tongue and your mouth real good. It's got spice.
Hint of a burn.
Really nice burn.
It's not proofy at all. Even at 107, that can always kind of sometimes drink a little bit higher. But some good sweetness there.
Right.
Definitely the good darker brown sugars, molasses almost.
It's starting to coat down my whole back of my throat. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, really good sip there.
Really good. So I think we probably should go back through quickly on these before the rye, so we don't kind of throw them off. But right now, I think they're kind of going in the order in what we've done them.
Yeah,
doing the opposite way. 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, start there. Good oak.
That's delicious.
That's a sweet oak too.
Yeah, that
really
is
like
so
that.
Good.
Really, really like that. So far, that's my favorite. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So now we're back here at Old Rip.
I did try to get some not tasting notes, but some different pricing on these. So if you were able to get these at retail this year, this one comes in at
$129.99.
No, actually,
Oh, wait. Oh,
we're
sorry.
on lot. Is that lot B?
That's Lot B.
Lot B is $69.99, $59.99, and the 15 is $99. And I don't know where the rye comes in. I think it's probably in the 130 range.
Okay.
But so retail is very
Subjective.
Right. If a store got this bottle and anywhere within, I'd say $100 of whatever I just said, is probably still retail.
Safe. Yeah.
And then secondary is going to go beyond that, but I think that's in the safe range. And like I said, if you see this bottle for $169, you're going to grab it every day.
Right.
If you see any of these other bottles for under $200, you're probably going to grab them too. So, but that's what they say that the suggested retail is.
Okay.
They're not near as much as you think.
That's right. Caramel note shines there now. I don't know if I said that the first time around. Since that one had more oak, I think that elevated that caramel sweetness.
Yeah, and the second time it's a little bit more chalky.
Yeah.
A little drying. But still delicious.
Yeah. Very, very good. Let's go back to Lot B here. See what we have.
Big difference in proof on these. So I don't know if that's what kind of puts this one in a different category.
Yeah, it kind of washed out. A lot of flavor there. Made this a little more drying too.
Mm-hmm. I'd say that by itself would still be a good standalone offering. But compared to these others, it's
not as heavy.
These two, these are definitely. Yeah. I mean, I love that one, and this one was phenomenal.
Yes. To be honest with you, I wasn't overly impressed with Lot B. Mm-hmm. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but overpaying for it, and it wouldn't be my first choice. Right. And these two, though,
if I paid secondary market on that one and got $500, I wouldn't have been very happy.
Right.
But any of these, either of those are really good, solid offerings. That 15, I've heard people say the 15 and the 10 are their favorite of the lines. The 20 and the 23 sometimes get a little too oaky. A lot of people said the 15 is probably the best offering out there. So,
I've read the similar things there, and so far it's my favorite.
I would agree with it so far. So
let's dive into this rye.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. And this is, I believe, is 13 year.
Yeah, 13 year, and then this is 95.6 proof. So really good nose.
Oh yeah.
Good rye bread spice.
You can definitely tell it's a rye. I've heard it's not a it's a bourbon
friendly.
Yeah.
A little corn in it maybe.
Smells a little bit of a bubble gum.
Yeah, a little bit of gum, a little bit of grassiness,
and
a fair amount of oak. So, all right, let's go in for a sip here. Oh. I get more bubble gum on the palate than I do on the nose. I got a fair amount on the nose.
Yeah, I got a lot of bubble gum on that, and it was real chalky at first, and then it kind of let go of that, and then started to coat my mouth. I would put that in a pretty traditional rye. That's
yeah.
I would not consider that.
I would consider that bourbon friendly.
Bourbon friendly, because that tastes what I think a traditional rye tastes like.
I love it. That's very good.
It's good. It's good. Just on first taste, I would not rank it higher than the 15. That would definitely be the one I would be pulling out of this lineup if I had a chance. But yeah, it's still really good.
Yeah, I really love that. But I'm with you. I like the 15. It's a little bit sweeter second sip. There's a little more caramel, cinnamony, and then rye.
It's not as rye forward as on the second sip. So maybe maybe it was just
we retract that statement a little bit. Maybe. Really good sip though. The oak is a touch drying, but it's good. It's good. So Brian, I know we kind of lightly touched on this, but how would you rank these bottles in terms of ones that you would want to purchase?
I would definitely love to get my hands on a 15. The old Rip, definitely. Then the rye, Lot B, if I got it at retail, I would probably pick it up. But that was my least favorite. Like I think that's what you said too. That with kind of the order I would put them in. And if I had a chance to get all of them at one time and I could only get one, I'd definitely get to 15.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think actually I wouldn't change anything about your order. I think you picked perfectly. Although it is a little bit close for those two.
Yeah.
So the question of the video was, does the Van Winkle line and Pappy live up to the hype? What would your answer be?
Oh, I think it's overhyped. I don't think it should be as rare and hard to find as what it actually is. Should there be hype behind these bottles? Yes, they're worthy of hunting.
Upper tier.
Yeah,
right.
they're worthy of you going out and trying to find and working your angles, doing
Yeah.
everything you got to do to get one of these.
Yeah.
But is it worth secondary market? I don't hardly think anything's worth secondary market.
I don't think so either.
So I have a hard time. If you got $1,000 to spend and you want to spend $1,000, by all means, knock yourself out.
Is this the best stuff you've ever had?
No, I would put these two are up there
In contention,
right,
for sure.
But I don't think it's the best I've ever had.
Right.
This one's solid.
Yeah, that one's a heavy hitter right there.
Yeah,
the rye, I really like the rye. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of the rye guy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I still like my old Overholt better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot more elements that you get out of that.
Maybe that's a proof thing too. So, all right, well, we're gonna close this episode out. Let us know, have you had any of these offerings or anything else from the Van Winkle line? Put that in the comment below. But we want to thank Tom Lewis one more time for providing these bottles, because these three weren't even opened whenever he loaned them to us.
Yeah, very cool. I was surprised.
Top-notch guy there.
Didn't expect that, so definitely appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Tom. Visit Kindred Spirits. Pick up that Buffalo Trace barrel pick if you're there, if you're around Indiana. And we're going to close this episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.